Good morning. Actually, it's almost afternoon. So, just at a park. I'm in eastern Washington in an area called Wenatchee, and this is actually like the apple capital of the world or something like that. Very agricultural area, but the town all centers around the Wenatchee River. So, I'm at a confluence park here, the state park. And I'm just cooking up some pancakes. I started the morning with a nice hike. It was about a 3 mile hike with 934 feet of elevation gain, so it was steep. It was a challenging little hike, but beautiful and a great way to start the day. I'm making some protein pancakes for breakfast, just these Kodiak power cakes. I typically don't eat pancakes. I am much more of a waffle eater. Definitely prefer waffles to pancakes, but I'm charging my power station right now here at this park, so I don't have that available to use, and that's how I make my waffles. I'll have to show you guys that another time, but today it is pancakes because I can use my jet boil for that purpose. There were some large trees along this beautiful lake. There's very small lakes, but on the hike I did this morning, and they were just barely starting to turn. So I'm probably a week or so a bit early on that, but still beautiful. Most of the hike wasn't as beautiful, but the end was. So I got a couple of shots for you guys to see there. After I'm done here, I actually was gonna go, well, actually, I'm gonna go straight to Planet Fitness, but before I get my workout in, because I want to do some weightlifting today, I have to figure out what's going on with my phone because my phone is only on SOS, and it went into SOS when I went up to do the hike, which that sometimes happens. But the weird thing is that I actually restarted it twice and it still has not come out of SOS. So I wonder if there's some sort of like service interruption or something. So I might have to troubleshoot that a little bit when I'm at Planet Fitness on their Wi-Fi before I start my workout. And then today I'm very excitingly headed back into the mountains. So yeah, kind of a lot going on today. I gotta do a quick store run just to grab a couple of things. And yeah, then I'll head up to the mountains. So, pretty cool. All right, well, I had my breakfast and got my battery charged up to 97%. So that's good. That'll last me a good few days, which is fantastic since I'm headed into a more remote area in the mountains. I do charge it off of my alternator in my car when it's running as well, but this is just so much faster and it's just nice to be able to do it like that. Now I'm gonna head over to the gym. All right, well, I had a nice little workout, controversial take, but I didn't shower. I didn't, I feel like there's a chance I'm gonna end up coming back on my way out of town to shower. I don't know. Like, why did it's because I forgot to bring in clean clothes, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna wear? I just don't want to make another decision about it. Decision fatigue on the road is a real thing. There are some ways that I've found to try to mitigate it, and hopefully those will work for me as I am moving forward into the infinite. But we'll have to circle back with that and see if they work. For today, I think I'm just feeling maybe a general amount of fatigue generally. I can't talk. So I'm going to have a little energy drink. This is my absolute favorite, the Alani Nu Hawaiian Ice. It's 10 calories for the can and probably too much caffeine for my health, but I typically never finish these. So some developments. I didn't end up having to call Verizon because I just did a quick Google search when I was on the Wi-Fi in Planet Fitness, and it turns out that it is a nationwide or company-wide outage for Verizon, which is my phone carrier. So that still has not been restored. It's nearly 2 o'clock now. The way that it does change how I'm operating today is I'm not worried about going to camp or anything like that. Like, I have directions, I've downloaded my offline maps, I've downloaded and marked my campsites, even my hikes and everything like that are downloaded. And if you're interested in hearing about anything about how I do that, let me know, drop me a comment, and I can cover that in an upcoming video. But I digress. The thing that I wanted to get done today is I'm working on editing a video that I started last night, and I think I could solidly finish it. The thing is, I need to add music, and I get my music from MusicBed. I have a subscription, so I can license music through that, but I do need to be connected to the internet to gather new music. I'm gonna go to Walmart and buy a couple of things that I need. I need drink enhancer. I need like spinach or some sort of green for some wraps that I have. And I need probably another gallon of water. The thing I'm looking for is a hard-sided container for food storage. I have stuff in a soft-sided. You can kind of see, like, it's this kind of fabric. This soft-sided bin right there, and I like the shape of it, but I want it to be hard-sided just because of potential rodent infestation. I don't want to encourage that if they do get into the vehicle because they're attracted to the scent or they're seeking shelter from inclement weather. And also, I don't want to lose food stock because of that. So I'm thinking like a medium-sized trash can would actually be like the perfect shape. It needs to be black, and I want something that has a lid, ideally something with a fully removable lid. So I do have quite a few specifications. I don't know if I'm going to find what I'm looking for, but that's kind of something I'm needing or wanting for the car setup. I kind of think it's probably pretty good, but there's no lid. Oh, it has this swinging. Okay, I found this one. It's 7.6 gallons or 28 liters. And I like that it's pretty squared. And then you just go like this. All right, update on the phone service situation. I have service again. I have 5G, so yay. That means I don't have to stop at a coffee shop along the way if I don't feel so compelled to do. So I would maybe like to stop at a fruit stand along the way and grab some apples. Those sound amazing. And otherwise, I just really look forward to getting to camp because my car is a disaster and I need to do the daily cleanup. I mean, it was clean earlier today. Just like anytime I go to the store, it just automatically gets trashed. It's gonna help, but I think I'm good to like get on the road. Oh yeah, I can check upside. Now that I'm back on service, I can check upside to see if there's any deals for gas. Okay. All right, it's time to get that gas.
Fear is lame. Holds you in the night till you lose all faith. You could wait for gold on a silver plate or roll the dice trying to find your way. Are you kind? Do it afraid. Do it afraid. Do it afraid. Are you kind? Do it afraid. Do it afraid. Do it afraid.
goodness, it is about 6:15 and I'm just leaving the coffee shop right now. All right, time to go find camp.
Life is for living. Life is for living. Step into the cold sunshine. Now is the time to be living. No limits, oh.
I'm making some pretty good progress on, oh, I look tired. Making some pretty good progress on getting things ready for bed here. I got to camp just before dark. The sun has set, but there's still a little tiny bit of light in the sky. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to establish what the vibe is for my current travel style. I have this priority of really getting out and hiking. Movement is such a huge priority for me right now. I am really working on my fitness and about what it is I'm doing. Because in the past, when I was on the road, it was very different. So this most recent road trip in the spring, I booked campgrounds. I don't, if you've been here and you watched that and remember, I was booking a lot of campgrounds, and that's very expensive. I can't do that right now, but I was doing that because there were specific places I wanted to be, and I had an allotted time frame because I was traveling from my one seasonal job to another. Well, now I have more freedom of time, and more restricted finances. So it's not very reasonable for me to be booking campgrounds. To be honest, those can tend to feel a bit like a waste for me too. My footprint is so small. It's just this crossover size vehicle, SUV, but like when I park next to full-size SUVs, I'm like, she's so tiny. Like the car is really small, and I really just use the footprint here and a little bit outside the trunk to cook, and that's it. Now it's so much like move, move, move that I'm doing, and I'm not making necessarily like big moves, but I need to drive to different trailheads and things like that to do the hikes that I want to do, and again, that's my priority right now. Good morning, sunshines. That's a bit aggressive, but I woke up after 10 and a half hours of really good sleep. 9:31 a.m. and I'm actually kind of concerned that the parking lot at the trailhead is going to get full. So I need to head over there first thing. I do want to eat breakfast before I hit the trail, but the idea is that I will prep it in that parking lot versus here. But before I leave, I do want to show you around camp as promised. It's really pretty here now that I can see it in some sunlight. It's a beautiful day. It looks like it is just windy at the higher elevations, but blue skies with partly cloudy. And what am I, a meteorologist? Let me show you around. Parked, kind of, there's this roundabout. And there's a bit of a pull off there, so somebody could still circle around, although I haven't seen anyone since I've been here. And then there's this strange, like, gated bridge, which is a little bit weird. I don't know if you can hear it, but trains go by here quite frequently. Not immediately, but close enough to hear. They don't blare their whistle, but you can still hear the train against the tracks. On this side here, you can kind of walk down. There's actually a little eddy right here, so it would be nice for swimming on a warm summer day. Alright, so I made it to the parking area. It's not full. There are a few cars there, but I can tell there's a lot of infrastructure and regulation around here to accommodate for the fact that this area does get heavy usage. I have some time to make breakfast. I'm not in the primary parking lot right now because it's head-in parking only, and the parking lot is kind of compact. So I thought I'd come down here to this lower area, and even if the parking lot were to fill up in the time that I'm down here, I could walk to the trailhead from here. No big deal. I think this is going to work out great. I started talking last night, and then I think I was just so tired I lost my train of thought. And so I remembered where I was going with that conversation yesterday. And what I was trying to say was that when I was on the road before, like when I went on the road for an indeterminate amount of time, the only other time before was in 2020. I think I didn't start the road until July of 2020. I can't really remember. But regardless, it was totally different because I didn't have the ability to go into a gym and shower. Some campgrounds, yeah, campgrounds were open, um, but not a lot. Was some, like smaller towns, a lot of them were not completely open, or it was like super heavy restriction. Oh, I remember, like if you went into a restaurant or anything, it was always to go. It was to go. A lot of times they just had like a table outside of the entrance, and they would just bring whatever you ordered for there. So there was like no like cafe culture at all, no editing inside a restaurant or a cafe. Um, Libraries, I don't think they were open. I don't I don't think I ever tried to go to one, but maybe it's because I knew they weren't open. But now, thankfully, things are open again and available. And so I have more resources available in addition to just what my intention is and how my style has changed. The world has changed also. There's a bit more, what am I trying to say? Incentive for me to want to be in populated areas from time to time, especially with my current setup. So I think I'm going to make a couple of eggs, and then I'm going to do probably just one regular egg, some egg whites, because I need to eat these. And then I have this honey goat cheese. So I think I'm just going to have this with the eggs on this. I could put some spinach too. All right, breakfast time. Good bite. Mm. It's not super flavorful, but it's good. Oh my gosh. Very, very round apple. Oh wow. That is delicious and super, super juicy. Wow. Mm. Mm-mm. It's amazing. All right. I'm going to get all this stuff cleaned up and head out on this hike. I'm not going to include the hike in this video. You'll have to check out the next one in order to see clips from the hike and what I get up to in this area over the next few days. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and I hope to see you again. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing and turn on your notifications because I'm trying to get up more than one video a week, and I don't know what that schedule is going to be like right now. So if you don't want to miss video, you want to follow along in the journey, then make sure to turn on those notification bells. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.